He is recalibrated on everything. Everything he says he's taken back 2 weeks later because he's getting slammed by the left.
Meanwhile, Trump has doubled down on his comments to ABC News earlier this week that he would accept political dirt from a foreign adversary.
I think I'd take it. If I thought there was something wrong, I'd go maybe to the FBI if I thought there was something wrong.
Those comments drew outrage among Democrats.
This one is a new low.
And even prompted criticism from some of the president's allies.
Foreign influence in our elections is growing, not lessening, and we don't want to send a signal to encourage it.
The president now says he would still take a look, but also definitely report it.
Of course you have to look at it, because if you don't look at it, you're not going to know if it's bad. How are you going to know if it's bad? But of course you give it to the FBI or report it to the Attorney General or somebody like that. But of course you do that. You couldn't have that happen with our country.
Back now live with Rachel at the White House. So President Trump is getting ready to relaunch his presidential campaign on Tuesday, and now the Democrats are getting ready for their first big debate. The DNC has just released that lineup. What can we expect?
Yeah, Eva, that long-awaited list is finally out, and there are so many Democratic contenders that the debates are separated into 2 nights. So on the first night, you can expect to see Senator Elizabeth Warren share the stage with Senator Cory Booker, as well as New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. And then on the second night, that's when you are going to see former Vice President Joe Biden face off against Senator Bernie Sanders, along with other top contenders like Senator Kamala Harris and Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Certainly a time to shine in a crowded field, Eva.
And speaking of a time to shine, can we just take a moment this morning? This is Rachel's first time on GMA. She's been part of our ABC family for several years now, but we are so happy to have you working with us now. Welcome to the team, Rachel.
Excited to be here. Thank you, Eva.
Rachel Scott for us at the White House.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC. Good morning, Mr. President. How are you?
Very good. Thank you.
Good night?
Very good night. We had a good day and a good night.
How much sleep?
Probably I average 4 or 5 hours, I guess.
Wednesday morning, about 10 hours after we last saw the president, we greet him at the elevator coming down from the private quarters of the White House. He begins with an admission. He skips the most important meal of the day. Are you a big breakfast guy?
I'm not a breakfast guy at all, fortunately. I like the lunches, but the dinners is what I really like.
You know, this colonnade, I remember I was with President Obama in one of his final days in office. He said this is in some ways his favorite part of the White House, where he really made some of his biggest decisions. What does it mean to you?
It's an incredible part of the White House, it is. And you see it all your life. You know, you see presidents walking back and forth with others. This is an incredible place.
You feel the weight of the office when you're walking down this colonnade?
I think about the office when I'm walking down. This is just because you've grown up looking at this colonnade. Look, in another hour from now, we have a big ceremony on Poland. You'll see hundreds of cameras out there, and this is what they're looking at. So you grow up looking at it, and you say, wow, I'm now a part of it. It's a very special house. The whole White House is a special place.
It's a long way from coming down that escalator 4 years ago.
It is. It's a long way, and it's been actually a lot of fun. Highly competitive. The world is highly competitive. But I think we're doing a great job. I don't think anybody's done more in 2.5 years than what I've done with regulation, with taxes, with actually, believe it or not, with world events. We get along with a lot of countries that people don't understand, but they respect us again.
What's the most fun part of the job?
I think just the accomplishment of doing a lot of good things for a lot of people.
Hardest part?
The hardest is usually Congress. I find Congress more difficult, frankly, than many of the foreign leaders.
Why is that?
Because they have their own views. You never know exactly, but they have their own views.
That's democracy, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is, but then I play the game. Sometimes it's too much of a game. There's so many things like the border. The border should be done, Judge. The border, the Democrats should come in 15 minutes to an hour. We can have it all set. It's so simple.
But that would mean you have to do some stuff as well.
Well, but it's not even giving stuff. The things that we're talking about, you shouldn't have to give. It's so basic. I mean, there are 3 or 4 loopholes. You solve those loopholes.